The trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan continues to grow. According to the State Customs of Azerbaijan, the mutual trade amounted to $116.5 million in the first half of the year. The trade volume increased by $42 million compared to 2017. Experts highlight that the implementation of transport projects from both countries was a great impetus to the increase in trade volume.
Я уверен, что она еще больше будет возрастать, потому что потенциал, ресурс.
I'm sure that it will continue to grow due to the huge potential and resource opportunities. Kazakhstan has a great economic potential for the export of its cargoes, which the country produces and delivers to the world market, not only within the region but also beyond the region, with the export of grain, coal, construction materials, oil and gas. This shows a huge opportunity.
Строительные материалы, нефть, газ. То есть это огромные возможности.
In the first half of 2018, Kazakhstan has exported products worth almost $93.5 million to Azerbaijan. The republic is listed as one of the main trade partners of Azerbaijan. Indeed, there's a great potential. We can ensure that the trade turnover will reach $1 billion. Kazakhstan, like Azerbaijan, produces and exports hydrocarbon resources. Therefore, this country is very important and interesting for us. The important thing is that business ties are being established and both countries are involved in the implementation of various projects. Kazakhstan mainly exports oil and oil products, grain crops, confectionery products and manufactured goods to Azerbaijan. Meanwhile, Azerbaijan is increasing the exports of food products and equipment to Kazakhstan. The countries also plan to expand the range of exported items. In the future, medicines, drinks and metallurgical products will be exported as well. Kazakhstan's investment attractiveness is gaining momentum. Foreign businesses are ready to invest in the country's promising projects. Construction of a large cement plant has begun in Almaty region. According to investors, the enterprise has a favorable location. Kerbulak district is located in the center of the region. The main highway and the major railway line passes through the district. Most importantly, we are going to have locally produced cement. Moreover, an additional of about 2 billion tenge will be provided to the budget. 40 hectares of land will be allocated for the construction of the plant. Investments worth 50 billion tenge were allocated for the implementation of the Kazakh-Singapore project. The share of the foreign capital in the project totaled 40%. We are currently training our specialists both in practical and theoretical methods. In case there's lack of specialists, we will attract professionals from other regions. They will work on a rotational schedule. The plant is planned to be commissioned in 2019. Over 2 billion tenge from the facility's operations will be provided as revenue to the state budget. The total production capacity of the plant will be 1.2 million tons of cement per year. The volume will be able to cover the demand of construction supplies in Almaty as well as neighboring regions. Special touristic zones will be developed in Kazakhstan. The project will be conducted under the 2023 Tourism Development Program. 10 zones have been identified in various regions of Kazakhstan. Preferences for businessmen and investors will be given, similar to the benefits given by special economic zones. For example, infrastructural construction will be reimbursed to developers under the Special Touristic Zones Program. The priority development areas include national parks, the city of Turkistan, as well as Burabay and Imantau resort areas and lakes Balkhash and Alakol. The Wall of Nomads Park is also planned to be constructed on the Yesil River bank in Astana. It's a signal to business people about infrastructures that will be developed by the government in specific areas. It's also a signal where investors can benefit from certain preferences and be part of the tourism development. The growth points will change when the design capacity is reached. There are currently 60 major projects in various regions of Kazakhstan. Central Asian countries are expanding their partnership in tourism development. All 5 states of the region have high tourist potential due to their rich cultural and historical heritage. The republics intend to work together to increase the flow of tourists to the region.
Бізге жалпы қызығушылық келтіретін бір-бірімізбен шетел саяхатшыларын алмастыру.
We are interested in exchanging foreign tourists and intend to help each other in this area. Advertising has been launched around the world in order to popularize Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, as well as the entire Silk Road, where our countries are located. This will lead to the flow of even higher number of tourists to our region.
Турды бирге сататын болса, ол көбүрөөк саякатчыларда келет деп ойлаймын.
Today, the Central Asian countries not only develop joint routes and organized trips, but also plan to establish a single tourist visa. The general agreement will allow travelers to visit several states of the region with one visa. Neighboring countries support this initiative, which was initiated by Kazakhstan.
Мы для всего мирового сообщества именно как туристическая дестинация, наверное,
We have garnered the interest of the entire world as a tourist destination and a region in the entire Central Asia. Therefore, the issue of creating a single visa has been raised and being resolved. From our part, we are helping to create new cross-border tours, which are the Silk Road. This is done to allow tourists to visit several countries with one visa.
Это вот шелковый путь, чтобы за один приезд турист имел возможность посетить несколько стран.
One of the main drivers of the tourism development in the region is the concept of the Silk Road. Today, this transcontinental route is a global brand and is of great interest to travelers. The Central Asian countries intend to closely cooperate in this area and contribute to the increase of tourist flows. Tourism potential of Uzbekistan was presented in Beijing. Attendees of the meeting learned about the main sites and the beautiful nature of Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, Khiva, and other cities of Uzbekistan. Chinese tourists have the opportunity to visit the attractions in Uzbekistan as the procedure to obtain tourist visa is simplified this year.
Посольство Узбекистана внесло предложение в правительство Узбекистана относительно упрощения.
The officials of the Embassy of Uzbekistan presented a proposal to the government of Uzbekistan regarding the simplification of visa procedures for the Chinese nationals so that they can visit Uzbekistan for tourism purposes. Earlier this year, the President of Uzbekistan issued a decree regarding simplification of visa issuance procedures for the Chinese nationals. Therefore, the Chinese citizens wanting to visit Uzbekistan can obtain visa in just 1 or 2 days.
Могут получить визу в течение 1-2 дней.
The new electronic visa processing system was launched in Uzbekistan on July 15th. The new system allows tourists to obtain visa much faster. Meanwhile, transit tourists are allowed to stay in Uzbekistan for 5 days without visa. Experts said these measures will attract more tourists to Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is a very beautiful country and an important center of the ancient Silk Road. Our company offers trips to Uzbekistan. We held presentations of touristic potential of this country in various Chinese cities, including Wuhan, Xi'an, Shanghai, and Beijing. Previously, obtaining visa was a quite complicated process. I believe that with the help of electronic visas, this destination will gain more popularity. The tourist flow from China to Uzbekistan grew 5 times over the past year. According to the event participants, authentic culture, unique architecture, and traditional food are the most appealing factors for tourists. I visited Uzbekistan previously and will be happy to visit the country again. The central square of Samarkand and the ancient city Khiva impressed me the most. They don't look like any other city that I have visited before. There are lots of other things that I enjoyed, such as the local cuisine, especially pilaf. According to Uzbek diplomats in China, the development of touristic cooperation and the implementation of Belt and Road Initiative will significantly strengthen bilateral partnership between the two countries. Dias Tastanbekov is one of the 18 scientists who won the first round of the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project. He is the creator of a number of unique developments, including the startup Bolashak project. The young chemist proposed a model of aeroponics farming, which he developed. The modern technology allows plants to grow in air or mist environment without the use of soil. The system is widely used in the United States, Japan, Singapore, and Malaysia. The organic plants greenhouse is opened in Almaty region.
И еще вы можете выращивать растения многоярусно, то есть как многоэтажно.
This technology allows plants to grow in multiple tiers. Therefore, farmers can yield more harvest from 1 square meter if they have several tiers. It saves space, water, and human resources. We have lots of space, but not every land is suitable for agricultural use and not every land is irrigable. Therefore, this technology is relevant for us.
И не вся земля легко орошаема. Поэтому для нас эта технология также актуальна.
Dias Tastanbekov and his team are currently conducting research experiments in their own laboratory. According to the scientists, the project on biodegradable polymers for osteosynthesis is quite promising. Dias has many plans, including opening a research center engaged in development of technologies and their commercialization.
Сейчас я работаю над проектом.
I'm currently working on a biodegradable implants project, which is just at the initial stage. The idea is to use implants that will not have to be removed. The patients will not have to undergo another surgical operation in bone fracture treatment. The first encyclopedia for museum specialists will be published in Kazakhstan. The project is implemented by the National Museum of Kazakhstan as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program. The encyclopedia will contribute to the development of museum affairs. The work, which will be published in 2 languages, will contain information about the achievements of prominent museum professionals who have over 10 years of experience. According to the project initiators, the encyclopedia will be an important and valuable specialized tool for museums and cultural institutions. Presentation of the book is planned in September. The organizers have planned to award the honored museum workers whose merits will be mentioned in the encyclopedia.
Осы энциклопедияның өзі, мысалы, құрылуының өзі.
Museums are our cultural values. There are 238 museums in Kazakhstan. The majority of them opened after independence. Museums are important results of our independence. This project is important to preserve our historical and cultural traditions and recognize the outstanding museum professionals. A resident of Petropavlovsk brought mammoth bones to a local history museum. The remains of the Ice Age animal include a thigh bone and a neck bone. Alexander Ramshov discovered the bones while fishing in the village of Dolmatovo in Kizilzhar district. The valuable artifacts were lying not far from the Yesil river bank. The bones were not damaged despite being underwater for many centuries. The museum staff said that the donated findings are considered as valuable items in their collection. These bones are kept in a special place and they need to be dried since they were underwater for many thousand years. The bones will be treated for better preservation. After that, researchers will study the bones. The exhibition of Yerkin Mergenov's sculptures titled Freedom was held in the National Museum in Astana. The famous master represented a whole generation of the Kazakh art. Artist, sculptor and innovator Mergenov expressed time and space in his own way. Art critics and his contemporaries believed that the sculptor's works were bold and at times ahead of time. Yerkin Mergenov's extraordinary talent was demonstrated in his bronze and aluminium sculptures that conveyed the environment of his time, the main features of the age, and gave a glimpse of the future. In his works, the sculptor tried to go beyond boundaries and stereotypes, which is why all his works have bizarre shapes, interesting details, and unique performances.
Наследие, которое сегодня представлено, часть его наследия в стенах Национального музея, это как раз такая...
The items presented in the National Museum are part of the sculptor's heritage. It's a retrospective exhibition of his works, beginning with the middle 60s, when he was established as an artist with his own style. Although his first works are dated back to the 50s, the works are completely different, including portraits and compositions.
50-ми годами. Но вы видите, что работы совершенно разные. Здесь есть и портреты поясные, здесь есть и композиции.
Yerkin Mergenov's works are well known in many countries. His works are kept in the famous museums and private collections of art admirers of the neighboring countries and beyond. The application process of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2018 is open starting today on Channel Kabas's website. Children of Kazakhstan aged between 9 and 14 are eligible to submit their applications. The national selection process involves the identification of the most talented child. Famous Kazakh artists, singers, and musicians serve as juries who will select the winner among thousands of young talents.
С сегодняшнего числа, с 1 августа по 31 августа на нашем...
An application form is available on our website starting today, August 1st until August 31st, where special terms are outlined. Accordingly, a special jury consisting of the most reputable performers, musicians, and music producers will determine the finalists between August 31st and September 7th. As part of the selection process, participants will have to provide personal information as well as upload their personal photos and an original song performed by them on Khabars's website.
Орындайтын әні бұрын соңды еш жерде орындалмаған, авторлық ән болу керек. Өзіне арнап жазылған, бәлкім балалардың өздері жазған ән болуы мүмкін.
The participant has to perform a song in his or her own language, which is Kazakh. English is allowed up to 40%. The style of the song should be Europop, and the song shouldn't be performed before anywhere else. This is such a strict requirement for the song. Timing lasts from 2.45 to 3 minutes. These are the basic requirements regarding the participant and the song.
Және Европоп стилінде болған ән дұрыс. Бұл байқаудың негізгі талабы осы.
All participants in the qualifying national competition are absolutely equal. At the end of September, Khabar viewers will vote on air for the main contender, who will head to Minsk for finale. The troupe of the world's oldest ballet school from France, the Paris National Opera, have staged a performance in Astana Opera. Stars of the European theatre came to Kazakhstan for the first time. They presented the Gala de Paris program. The audience watched ballet performances of Raymonda, Le Spectre de la Rose, Manfred, and Le Corsaire, among other performances. The final highlight of the evening was the performance of Etude, in which all the artists of the Paris troupe took part. Choreographer Sébastien Berthoud developed the unique program, while Anton Levachin was the producer and creator of the idea. The ballet show was conducted by Russian-American maestro Vladimir Land.
Происходит диалог между Западом и Востоком. Это удивительное сочетание программы.
There's a dialogue between the West and the East. This is an amazing combination of the program, in which the best French ballet dancers and stars take part, including Letitia Puyol, particularly the Etude of the Paris Opera, and Se Yoon Park, soloist of the Paris Opera, who was recognized as the world's best dancer this year. Today, it's really a constellation of the best dancers of the National Opera. These dancers talk to each other through choreography and music, and they collaborate with the beautiful orchestra of Astana Opera. This is really great for both musicians and soloists.
И для музыкантов, и для солистов в этой программе участвовать.
The Gala de Paris production took place as part of the 20th anniversary of Astana celebration. The performance was also dedicated to the 350th anniversary of Paris Opera. The National Ballet Company of the Paris Opera was founded in 1661 by King Louis XIV as the Royal Academy of Dance. A gala show of a historic drama film titled Road to Mother took place in Washington. The film stars Adil Akhmetov and Altanay Nogerbek, as well as producer Svetlana Korotenko, attended the show. The story about maternal love left the invited audiences in tears and full of emotions. The Kazakh film will be shown in movie theaters in the United States. The attendants said the presentation of the film will help strengthen the cultural ties between the two countries. The film by Aliya Nazarbayeva and Akan Satayev has won international recognition. In spring, the Kazakh film won Best Feature Film Award in the Accomplishment in Life nomination at the We Link Festival in New York. The film also won awards at film festivals in Spain, Russia, and Croatia. In addition, a solemn reception took place in conjunction of the 20th anniversary of Astana. Representatives of the White House, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and foreign diplomats took part in the reception. The guests also visited a photo exhibition.